You need focus if you want to have any chance of being able to execute well. It's a strategy we're seeing all over the place. It's like vertical specific Shopify. It's something that we did with Dot Foods. How can I bring e-commerce tools to my customers? You're seeing a number of players in the B2B space start to make smart digital business model strategic decisions. Let's go to the B2B industry for a second here. So this company is called Unilog. They have their roots in providing product data and product intelligence to B2B, many of them distributors, B2B distributor customers. And this company, Invesco, big kind of PE fund, bought this company, Unilog, earlier this year, like January of 2021. And now the company, Unilog, has rolled out, you can see it here on the banner, their own digital commerce solutions for B2B distributors and certain like hardware retailers and these kinds of customers. And makes a lot of sense, right? It's strategy we're seeing all over the place. It's like vertical specific Shopify. It's something that we did with Dot Foods in the food space. A lot of people are looking at, how can I bring e-commerce tools to my customers? It's not clear to me exactly how they built up this e-commerce capability. I mean, I would hope this is all built in-house from scratch. There's a big difference between licensing. So although I was saying that Macy's is building their own marketplace themselves as opposed to partnering with a marketplace partner, they're licensing the technology from Miracle and then building their own marketplace on top of licensing. So you don't even own the underlying technology. So when you want to make changes to the fundamentals of how the marketplace operates and you onboard sellers and you centralize data, right? You have to do that all within the confines of the Miracle solution, which should save you some cost up front, but it restricts and confines how much of a core competency truly becoming a marketplace actually is to your business. So my hope for a Unilog is that they've actually built this e-commerce tool from scratch. They own the source code. They own the IP. They haven't licensed someone else's e-commerce tool and then bundled their kind of product data capability into it. That's my hope. I still don't know which one it is. But the former is preference because now that means that Unilog is making this a core competency to provide their customers with e-commerce tools. Okay, that's my hope. And if that is the case, then I would say that they have a lot of work to do for the e-commerce solution to really be on par with not even an Amazon, but let's just say a Grainger or a Zoro. But if it is a core competency and they're building this stuff in-house and they have a good team of technologists and engineers and product people, then they should be able to get there. Just a question of how long and how well can they execute. And that's really what it comes down to is, here's the good news, is you're seeing a number of players in the B2B space, in the B2C space, strategically start to make smart digital business model strategic decisions. Where it's falling down for them is the execution. Macy's trying to go and launch their own Miracle marketplace from scratch in the year of second half of 2022. I mean, come on, seriously. Berkshire eSupply's product needs a lot of work to just, have any kind of be in the same ballpark of Zoro, let alone Amazon. Unilog, I'd say, is somewhat in the similar boat as eSupply, with one difference. Unilog should have a much stronger product data competency, right? That has been their business for years. Berkshire eSupply has been a master distributor. That's their core business. So they have the kind of more of the logistics and fulfillment infrastructure as a master distributor, less so on the product data side. Unilog, from a digital capability standpoint, should have, in my opinion, a much stronger product data capability than an eSupply. They both are lacking on the e-commerce enablement capability to, for example, product recommendations, right? There's no even contemplation of being able to bundle products together to say, hey, well, you're looking to buy this thing, so why don't you also look at these related products? 40% of the products that Amazon sells are from that product recommendation feature. 40%. It might be more now. It's a lot of products, right? So that's just one example. There are many. So if you really want to succeed in delivering the solution, you need to execute. Right strategy. How can I enable distributors with product data and e-commerce tools? Right strategy. How do you execute, right? Let me draw one more comparison to what Dot Foods did. Dot Foods, master distributor, like a Berkshire eSupply, bought a company that does this called Shop Hero. Shop Hero provides e-commerce solutions and product data solutions to a specific vertical, smaller, mid-sized, independent grocery retailers, right? Vertical specific Shopify. And that means that the product data and the e-commerce tools are very specific to that kind of purchasing flow. And the type of customer, in that case, the consumer that's going to interact with these retailers' websites. So you need focus if you want to have any chance of being able to execute well. What would have given me more confidence in these companies' ability to say, okay, e-commerce product needs more. Fine. I don't expect your V1 to be where Zorro is, who's been in the market for years. But does your company have the ability? Do they have the core competency? Do they have the people, the team, the muscle memory to close that gap and execute? And that is where I would look, for example, to say, well, oh, look, they bought a tech company. They bought a company, and that's all that company does is build e-commerce solutions for industrial supply distributors, whatever it is, right? I have not seen that for Unilog. I have not seen that for an eSupply, which then begs the question, which is, well, where does this capability come from to provide e-commerce tools? Did you just license this from someone else and bundle it and brand it as your own? And if that's what you're doing, run for the hills, baby. And if the other way is that you've now hired in a team from scratch and they've gone and built this whole thing from scratch, that is prone for a lot of execution risk. It's a much cheaper way to do it, but there's I would say, much more execution risk than if you've now bought a company that already has a certain amount of success, that's already has proven themselves in the market and has gone through those trials and tribulations, which is what Dot did. Still a smaller company, but right, a very different point of success and scale if you're buying a company that has raised money, that has gotten some level of volume and traction already on their own in the market. So that's how I think about this and how I look at this. That's some of the questions I have on a Unilog. But if I was evaluating Unilog, those would be some of the questions I would be asking if I was a retailer or a distributor thinking of using what they have. Hi, I'm Alex. Thanks for watching the show. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, but even better, make sure to follow us on Odyssey, follow us on Rumble, and text us 203-646-5159. Text the word Monopoly. You'll be subscribed. You'll get updates about when we're going live, our latest videos, and we'll send you even a little goodie bag. And in the event that we all get banned from big tech, we'll still be connected.